Steel kitchen is serving the same good GI chow that the chaplains would be getting back at school, making the lunch break doubly welcome. The chaplains also learn to set up field altars in preparation for the time when they will accompany their units to places where the only cathedral is a lofty forest, the only temple, the arch of the sky above. Among the tasks the chaplain is called upon to perform is one which closely follows an important part of his duties as a civilian. Mock funeral ceremonies give a thorough indoctrination in the military form. The information school students also are nearing the climax of their training. Perhaps the most interesting and possibly the most challenging courses given at Fort Slocum are to be found in the Information School's radio-television department. Students learn the technical operation of equipment as well as the art of preparing material and presenting it in a broadcast. Recorded interview techniques practiced in the classroom will be put to use in one of the many armed forces radio networks abroad. Announcing requires special talents, most of which can be developed. Except for the very gifted ones, good announcers are made, not born. Radio instruction provides a basic working knowledge of the subject necessary to evaluate and prepare material for both troop and public broadcast. The student with exceptional aptitude is trained to operate studio equipment, which is the same as that used by the armed forces networks overseas. This is also true of the more complex equipment in the television studios at Fort Slocum. The multiplex arrangement of motion picture projectors, slide projectors, and television cameras used by the students is the same kind that brings the Saturday night movies to our troops around the world. The students become familiar with these facilities before making use of them. The Information School television training facilities compare favorably with those of any efficient commercial station. Students who learn to operate this equipment will be familiar with facilities of any modern civilian telecast studio. Students selected for this advanced training are given a thorough background in every phase of television production. Techniques of camera work and the use of flip-flop still photos are only two of the many areas of instruction. The students are trained to fill any position in the studio. Once assigned to an Armed Forces network station, they may be called on to direct, operate cameras, light sets, conduct interviews, handle the microphone boom, or write scripts for studio productions. The preparation and writing of scripts receives particular attention. These exercises in using motion picture news clips emphasize the difference in requirements as well as the similarities in news writing for printed media. The final test of the television course is a 4-hour exercise in programming. Students are in charge of the entire program. They play all the parts, operate all the equipment, supply their own direction, and take turns at each specialty. This class program is transmitted only to the monitor screens on the post. The results are watched carefully by the school faculty, since this test is the measure of the students' ability to take their places among those striving to keep our troops informed. Varied as the training at Fort Slocum may be, it is but a small sample of the wide range of instruction offered by the many Army service schools. This vast school system provides Army personnel with a vocational education second to none. For the graduating students, the training is only the beginning of their education. When they leave for new assignments, their horizons will continue to widen with practical experience in the jobs for which they have been trained. The complex equipment of a modern Army needs personnel with advanced and specialized training to understand and operate it. Today, as never before in history, our Army and the free world are faced with the need for soldiers of greater skill and intelligence. Less apparent, but equally important, it is essential that the American soldier gain an understanding of his country's purpose, its aims in the prolonged struggle ahead, and its great need for his allegiance of mind. For these and many other reasons, the Army provides its men and women with the opportunity to gather the power of knowledge in the service of their country. However they may be called to serve, they will find this unparalleled and golden opportunity to learn.